everybody! So today we're going to be making a faux ecosystem. Everything you can buy for this ecosystem is at the Dollar Tree. You can make this for your house, for a friend as a gift. For today, I'm making this for a friend as a gift. And I'm just making this video so if you guys ever want to make one for yourselves or for anybody that you know, here's a video for it. I know it's like really silly, but it is all from the Dollar Tree, and if you don't have Dollar Tree near you or anything like that, you can get it at Walmart or like most craft stores. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so the things you're going to need is glue, scissors, something to stir everything with, a pot or a vase, some sand, faux moss and fake plants, and some stones, and a container to put everything in to stir with. So this is the vase I decided to go with, and this is a broken paintbrush I'm just going to use to stir. Right here, this is the container I'm going to be using. I'll be making 2 batches of the sand and glue mixture, so you're just going to eyeball it. This is pretty much what I do. If you want to measure, everything's about a 1/4 cup of everything mixed together. So I ended up pouring in a bunch of glue. Don't forget to shake the glue. And make sure you use like glue that dry clear. Or you can use resin if you'd prefer that too. Because resin does cure faster than this glue mixed with sand. And I'm just pouring the sand in until it's like a thick texture. I do end up adding more sand to make it slightly thicker, but you still want everything to still be kind of runny, so you can pour it into the container that you want to make everything in. So we're going to grab the vase, and then we're going to pour it in directly in the center. So this batch was a little thicker than I wanted. The second batch ended up being more runny. Now we're going to tap the container on the table to like everything settle a little more level. And here's the second batch. I basically did the same thing, but a little bit of less sand than I used before to make it a little more runny, but it does dry pretty clear and it's really cool in the end, so it just makes sure everything stays where it's supposed to. But it does take a couple of days for it to dry if you do use glue. This is where you're going to need those pliers that I mentioned earlier. I ended up using my jewelry pliers, and we're just going to cut the wire of the bottom of the plants. Right here I just pulled the wire out of this one because I'm going to cut that one with the scissors. I do end up cutting the wire on this one about half an inch, however deep you want it to sit in the sand to make sure it's secure. Or half a centimeter. So those are the plants, but now we're going to grab the rocks or the crystals you want to use. I ended up using like these blue glass rocks, crystals. I just poured them all over top of the sand, and you just keep putting as much as you want or how little. You don't have to put rocks in. I just did it in there to make the sand more sturdy. And then I do eventually like just put the plants and stuff in and everything, but and right here, we're finishing up the rocks and stuff and how many I want in there. And we're going to grab a little bit more sand and we're just going to throw it on the top. I was going to pour it, but I changed my mind. It'd be easier just to pour it on like top with your fingers. And since we're done with the sand, we're going to go ahead and grab the moss, and we're going to take, you can use the gray moss, or you can use the gray tree moss, or you can use the green moss. Right now we're going to use the green moss because it makes the colors pop more, and you can separate it. It does get a little messy. I'm going to put a ring around the whole entire pot, and then we'll go from there. And we're going to finish pressing them down into the sand and glue mixture because you want to make sure the glue is still wet when you do this. And now it's time for the first plant that you want to put in. You can do it however you want, which direction, any positions that you want. This is how I was doing it, and I was shoving the wire into the sand mixture, and I decided on one of these I was going to cut a little shorter. I'm going to add moss in between the plants. So the moss is like underneath the plants too. And this one I think I end up cutting. Because I didn't like the way the wire looked after I tried to put it in. Because I discovered that it's a little too big. So I pull all the, I'm not showing it on camera, I didn't end up cutting myself, so I had to crop that out. I did end up pulling it apart and twisting it to pull it apart. And then I just put it in there next to everything and just adjust everything the way you want it, and it'll come out real nice. And I'm going to add some more moss in between the plants so it makes it more secure and looks pretty. And that's it. Now you made your own little fake ecosystem. Hope you guys loved the video.